shook forZe to their core. But I think Maui is 100% onto something here when it comes to Mirage and when it comes to just Jerry doing his thing alongside these cracked gamers. These kids, Mohan, they're making them out of who knows what nowadays.
Yeah.
All right? I would be surprised if they don't put up at
Freya
least
would
a
say
fight.
aluminium.
Aluminium. She would. You know, James Bardolph corrected me today, actually, on what do we say? Aluminum. It's aluminum. It's not aluminium.
Okay. I'll like it. I'll take any NA propaganda. We got 1A team. Okay, into Legends. Brazil are looking for one team to get out of Challengers into Legends. And if they can pull it off on Mirage, you're gonna be able to say it had everything to do with the experience. Our analyst desk just showed us that forZe are the team who should win this map.
Yes. And if they don't, if they crack under this pressure again, then we're talking about an actual choke from a potential 3-0 to what could be a shortcoming. FNX puts it to rest.
Oh, FNX, he's going.
He got that fourth
Talk to him.
for a decade.
Oh, I get so hyped watching FNX play again, dude. Let's go.
This guy's been rocking noobs. The USP. Who do you think you are?
That's good stuff, man.
3 clean ones, little bit labored, reloads in, tuck, die.
They couldn't buy a trade. But this is our first time casting an Imperial, match.
Ever.
We watch these rounds closely and everything like that. And after watching that last map, I don't know how they've lost to anybody in the world so far.
They are simply the best.
I think one of the cool things is, too, there's no players that are playing badly consistently overall. Almost everybody is contributing a little bit. And FNX has just kind of been there in the middle, 14, 15 kills or so. We saw the impact, though, on Overpass. All the lurks, all his positions, even had pulled off a couple of site holds as well. But whatever, I don't know, when's the last time someone's taken a break the size of FNX and been able to compete again at a major? I don't even know if that's happened before. It's just the sheer amount of time is ridiculous.
To break through new territory. How sick that would be. For now, they just got to get through some Glocks. Norby's Deagle as well in the mix here, but bomb drop bottom and middle. And Vinny just chilling on the catwalk. Sends Norby packing. Jerry back onto the Desert Eagle. What can he do with it? Nothing. He's dead. They're all dead. Everybody's dead. Dead on the bench. forZe gonna have to hope. Gonna have to hope that once they've got those guns, something changes. Overpass was not inspiring. Mirage is meant to be different. But we could still be in a world where we get more of the same if Imperial's form just comes into this final match, this one chance to qualify for the Legend stage. Because unlike forZe, Imperial have been fighting back since day one. They lost their opening game. Then they beat Liquid, which kind of felt like, Liquid's off day. Imperial now.
Yeah, this is all proven against that, basically.
Versus the AKs and a Krieg. Kenzie the opening kill. Zorti fires off, sees that player towards Cat, and gets hit by the nade. Shalfie, he can sense that something's up, and sure enough, Bolt's very close.
Didn't take a fast step, but yeah, you can't really get out of that. Fallen being quite aware, but right now, without Connector, we've got Bolt who doesn't want to be up here, so he actually does take a peek. He does take a peek, and that's really good awareness here from Shalfie. Looking to catch rotations as they're posted up in the window. And Vinny, he's worried about it, but is he prepared for the duel? Yes, he is. Zordi goes down.
Smoke ahead of Fallen. He's got 2 players already exiting around the ramp. That Palace guy's still just locked in. Fallen doesn't go for the peek with the flash. Still shaves Norby off the play. First gun round falling around forZe. And Fallen fighting every step of this. Goes ahead, cuts off Shalfie. And the first gun round also unsuccessful.
That's a bad sign. They had the fresh smoke in Palace, and they still tried to scale the site, and there was no way for Shalfie to come out. That strengthened the default position, which is really strong for dealing specifically with A-ramp players. So that utility, again, coming into play for Imperial. And it was also huge for Vinny, who's got 5 kills already in the map, to pick up Zorti inside the window. That was one piece of leverage that I don't think Imperial would have been able to stand up to. So key trades, again, the story into map number 2. And we've had Imperial have some off days in terms of their aim. At least they couldn't keep up with IHC on this map. But, okay, wait a second. Shelfie's under balcony. Oh my God, he doesn't get the kill. He doesn't get the kill. Sidelined by Fallen. Just walking back into his sight.
That one could have been.
That lurk gets shut down.
But there are more lurks where that one came from. kenzie going to try to get the better of boltz here inside a window. Sure enough. Oh, no. Not so certain. Still gets there. Hands onto the AK. Man advantage for Imperial. Deep palace position as well. Bomb, remember, still towards T-spawn. Yeah. So this round, very wishy-washy. Oh, but Norvi. That's Vinny out of the round.
This is interesting because for a second they weren't playing to win the map. Now Fallen is playing 1-1 with his teammate and on top of the balcony. He'll spot one. This could send them over towards B. I don't know. They could smoke him out in Palace, but the bomb is coming via A ramp. Now the rotation is what we should pay attention to. FNX will be the only person to be free to make a move. And he's trying to get in a position to cut off this bomb, aware of the push to the market, but it comes too soon.
Norby's still thinking about Palace Fallen. He wants to play it fast. Jumps over top of the Tetris. They're going to hear this. And, kenzie makes a world of difference in this one. 3 frags for him.
Amazing cover. Ridiculous lurks that got pulled off right there. And that's a position where it was 2-on-4.
Yeah, and FNX was watching that for a while. First one's here, boltz. That gives the gun over to kenzie. Norby comes in, so those 2 separate deegs, but then kenzie, I mean, FNX was running away watching that. Turns his attention for a moment, and that's when the push comes through. Imperial, they're going to give one up to the Deagles. A 2v4 win from forZe could be the kickstart that they need, but double ops immediately in from Imperial, and a missed shot from Zordi as he tries to find Fallen flying across mid into connector and possibly beyond.
Look at that aggression from Fallen in front of all the grenades, and they know the op is on A ramp, so Fallen says, I can post up now. Zordi's going to come right into his angle. That's the play. Cerebral from this team. A complete punish. It doesn't come down to how good someone is. That comes down to reading the map perfectly. Jumping by his first opponent, looking for a rifle, and then picking up the op just later on. Zordi will be kicking himself. He just got completely outplayed.
Fallen, can he get another? They're waiting the smoke out. He could sense this. Cut him off, but Norvi insta headshot on that, and boltz' MP9 you'd think couldn't do too much. Smoke grenade ahead of jungle. FNX with the potential to challenge, but Fur finds it. As Norvi tries to run over, he gets shot in the back of the head. Jerry contemplating the connector push, and sure enough, FNX then comes in with it. kenzie looking for the bomb plant, but boltz, he's going to put a smoke ahead. And kenzie, dude, he just sticks that all the way through. boltz goes over top, Shelfie into the 1v3 clutch. He's been spotted and shot at. And it's going to be a tough one for him to do anything because the bomb's planted on the other side of default. I mean, he literally can't get boltz off this. He'd have to run all the way in. Imperial victorious in round number 5. Getting a kill through a smoke on the cross, Fallen all the way to top mid. They're not playing scared.
No, they're not. They're playing smart. That was an enormous opening pick from Fallen, first thing. But then after all the action went down on the site, you know, they were clasping their hands and praying, basically, with that plant. There was no post-plant setup. They were completely open to CT spawn. boltz got 2 kills with just his MP9 and 1 smoke, trusting himself in that spot. But overall, there just wasn't much there. So far, only an eco won by forZe, and what looks like a fast attack on the B site. Gearing up, rotations starting to come in now. FNX up to bat. Nate does something, but it's minimal. And for whatever reason, Imperial seem very aware that this is the idea, and forZe will take the hint. They see a couple of Molotovs and an HE go down, and they think they've been read. But do they have the utility to fan the map once again and come up with something new? could get very lurky once again. The Achilles heel of Imperial in that one rounds, and just a mainstay of a lot of T-side attacks for forZe. They like to do that.
Keeping it grouped outside of the apartments. Norvi, ooh, dangerous, dude. Just jumps around. Flash is going to prime the push. Mac 10 at the front of this. Shelfie falls downwards, gets immediately cut off by Fur. Him and FNX with a great crossfire as the Opera and Fallen comes through. Bomb chucked down to the dirt, and Jerry, his position is unknown. He jumps into Fur and will find no footing. Norvi, quarter health as he tried to fight through connector. This one is flat from forZe and a 5th for Imperial.
This one's not even close. If you have someone playing Fur, like where Fur was at the fence, you know it's that's it. They had 2 riflers in this perfect crossfire in the site with Fallen dedicated inside the window. They were so light on A, but Imperial were sure that they just saw forZe attempt an attack and left one deep in the connector because that's where everyone goes to sell some kind of fake towards mid. Once that gets shut down, forZe again, they have no utility, so they have to go forward with the attack. But it was already written in stone before they had jumped out of the window. Imperial locked it up. Another insane start already into map number 2. This does not look like it's even going to be a grind based on what we're seeing from forZe at the moment. So they'll pick up the op again on Zorte, and another slow map from him, 0 and 6. You know, one direct outplay versus Fallen, and they should keep it investing in him. It's not like they shouldn't just because he's not feeling it right away. He has been consistently good throughout this stage.
This one's quick. Jerry already at the bottom of connector. Vinny looking for the smoke through, and Zordy gets bolts. Where's that? Inside A site. T-side kind of jumbled here inside a connector. Vinny on that close range op. He's been spotted and tagged up, then entirely smoked off. Zordy's got himself again another kill, and Fallen dinked as this one is just a swarm from forZe.
Oh, great to see that. Opening kill from Zordy.
There's that life.
Fast play that they work with him on to go for mid control. Disrespect all the space, pick apart an A player, follow the frag, he gets a second. This one has his name written all over it. 2 players from Imperial cannot get back into this.
Ferocious, man. That's that confident, just quick hit the forZe are looking to use to just chop down Imperial in these kinds of setups. Get through it. Sharp pack mentality.
We saw a lot of times on from forZe they're going to put tons of pressure towards connector. Then the Outsiders match, they had trouble with taking over mid control versus a very aggressive look from them, from Outsiders on mid control on CT side. So I wonder if Imperial, if that was one of the games that they studied, since it's a very fresh demo, and if they tried to apply that pressure, our forward's going to fall to it basically. So I'm watching for the cat setup where Fallen starts his rounds, and as nice of a guy as Fallen seems to be in all of his interviews, he is, you know, one of the most aggressive operators in history to have, you know, won a major, to have insanely high impact and individual level. So, you know, a lot of it comes down to following him. Now, Vinny's the one holding the op at the moment, but they pick up a second for Fallen. It's one of the best ways to streak and put pressure on teams that default and lurk too much is to get 2 ops. But that set tactic in the mid, if it's red, it's kind of very hard to pull off twice, I would say. And they are jumping into underpass, which is a super solid way to deal with this as well. And Zorte, yeah, they copy and paste it. They're literally waiting for this one move.
Zorte will catch him jumping, but he's already 2-man down. Quick response.
They were waiting for this one move, and we've got to pull the pin play here on the Palace, so Fallen has his eyes trained on this angle deep to the back of it, and now feels confident that they're not even here.
Follows in the footsteps of Shalfie, who just left.
This all opens up the A site to Bolts to play in a number of new positions. The one weakness that we can see on the map is within mid again, so if forZe want to scour it, there is a chance for Zorte to get a second try, actually a third one if we count the last round, for his op to work towards A, but there is no one floating there right now. But this is a position where if you're Imperial, you don't need to do anything more than what Fallen has already done in taking Palace.
Should just be able to ease this one over the line. FNX thinking about this cat play. Oh, Zorti jumps down. He's not coming up connector just yet, but FNX, uh-oh, they both get seen. And Zorti gonna offer us a little bit more here. Fallen doubles back from Palace. Bomb looking to be planted on the opposite side of triple. And as Bolts comes in with shots, it's Fallen with impact. Smokes himself off. Creates that bit of ambiguity. Jumps outwards into the site now. He's got a little bit of a foothold. Norvi not inside of ramp, but fighting behind box. Nice tap. Beautiful impact. As he then does get deeper into cover, Vinny trying to now come around the side of jungle, and now it's only on Fallen. He taps that bomb once, sprints across towards Sandwich, looks to fight Norvi first, and that at least is his. But there's no time, and he knows it. forZe able to cut through connector and get themselves a third.
There was one perceptible opening there, and it was searching back through mid. forZe identified it. They walked up. Zorte had his impact, so that's a great sign. Good mid-round here from forZe. The loose piece was FNX off Cat. They caught him lurking. He had a chance, and he had the right idea that they were going to come into connector late. But of course, you don't want to be dueling in Opera at the bottom of connector, so it was a good position for Zorte to be in. And you can just see how important he is to this team. And, you know, these are T-side op impact rounds from Zorte.
Leaves Imperial in shambles. Op on Fallen save from the last one. It is here at the intended target of forZe, but
oh my god. Wow.
Just gets instantly deleted. Bolts. What? Molotov bounces up top. Jerry's gonna get the fire frag. And FNX's USP not destined for this world. It is forZe with a stomp on that A site.
Everyone got decimated.
Little energy here in the eyes of forZe as they're hoping to rebound on Mirage.
That up again. That was the one. It was a save round, but they had carried that forward from Fallen. Zordi took him down. He's getting revenge consistently now. Taking the pen out of Imperial's hand, starting to write the story for themselves. At least we've got a bit of a longer match now.
Yeah, right. We get a game. Oh. Vinny. Prolonged spray still. That's Norvi out of it. And Norvi, dude, that one headshot he got last round. He got dinked as he takes a player with him.
I don't think Jerry's getting away with this. We've seen two come through on these plays.
Clean kills elsewhere.
Ooh, not a big fan of these set pieces from forZe. They're trying the exact same thing over and over again. Doesn't shoot.
Gotta click. Gotta click. Important part of the kill. Jerry's patience. Just waiting for Fur to put his head on the silver platter.
I think Jerry's calls are okay, but sometimes he's too legible. I think it's as soon as they got some success, they decided, let's try it again. Imperial said, okay, let's just answer back to what we just saw in case they do try it again. Countered perfectly on this round. Having a rifler come out the bottom of connector as two people are jumping through the cat smoke is a really perfect counter with the flash on that timing. And if forZe are going to do the running strat, then it's going to be very easy to counter with a flash. So they need to have a bit more layers to the attack, and they can save some of their favorite stuff, but they kind of need to dress it up differently every time. And I don't think they're doing a good job of that right now. So something to do with late mid, underpass control before taking top mid control as well. And really working harder to take over connector, I think, is something that they should pop in instead of continuously coming in with such a high tempo. So I think this is just what Imperial want to see.
And if we saw anything on Overpass, it was the depth to Imperial, right? The adaptability.
Yeah, they showed...
And the proactivity too, right? Sometimes just changing things before they stalled out, before it was a problem. Just keep it fresh. Obviously, Imperial embodying that part of it.
Yeah, that was an incredibly healthy T-side from Imperial. You saw every single type of round. You know, they threw in a super successful monster rush on round 11. That was the one time they did it, and the rest of their half was insanely welcome, or still really compelling. So it's a small lead, but I just don't feel like forZe are really near the power position just yet. They're going to attempt it out mid right now off the spawn with Zorte again.
Looking for what was that peak from the last round. And
oh, that's good.
There we go. Adaptability off of the tack pause.
There's their counter finally, instead of running into Imperial's counter.
Depth. Shelfie looking to lock in this kill versus Fallen. Utility going to indicate he's already on the Tetris. We do have these two ops here from Imperial on the A site. Full-blown execute could be thrown out from forZe. Vinny looking to get ahead of it. Incendiary could slow down the ramp push. Should slow down the ramp push.
What, was he going up top?
Remember, there's a player in sandwich.
Yeah, this is a free frag.
Doesn't seem to have thought the possibility was there. Vinny gonna miss his op shot, and Shelfie already super close. Just chasing these. Instead, Vinny backs up a little too much, and with that, Norvi strikes him down from middle. forZe, nice and clean as can possibly be.
Yeah, now when you see the riflers, they're so damn sharp.
Look at that, right? The skill?
Yeah, the skill starts to appear.
Mechanically,
it does start with the calling, right? And they actually react to what we've seen on the map instead of say we're going to force Imperial to bend over to our will. And you can't do that before a team is worried about you. And so at least now, this is a position where Imperial said, we've seen this too many times. Let's try to have that rifler come out of connector again in case it is a fast explode towards the bottom of connector. And instead of Zorte running up cat to try to peek into the A site once again, they just have him on a boost waiting for this exact peek. It pays off. And they throw a lot of their similar nades so it feels fast. But they don't throw their top mid smoke and block off Zorte's peek.
Little change in the game and a change in the outcome.
They've got great riflers, but of course it's ideas that are going to win the matches. Not just strong entries. So, I mean, that actually makes things so interesting. Like, now at least some of that has changed hands, right? More respect for forZe for game planning a little bit better. What is now the response from both teams, as there's been a bit of misdirection in terms of what has worked and what hasn't.
All right, back to the boost, huh? Less presence in mid, but Shelfie's still behind those boxes. Ooh, and they're going to go hunting for him. He's stuck back there, puts out the threat. Starts to chuck out some utility of his own. There's numbers, of course, from forZe towards this A-lean.
As long as he stays alive, Imperial are going to be worried. You know, what else are they trying to do besides keep this one guy alive?
Kenzie walking out. Oh, Fallen locked into the fight. More damage done. Fallen behind triple. Grenades start to fly over top. Kenzie's still stuck on Tetris. Jerry looking for that connector play. We got 3 counter terrorists trying to crunch down in mid. Jerry, half health, just trying to run. Gets gunned down by bolts. His second in middle. Kenzie still hunting the head of Fallen. As both those players made contact, survived, and repositioned. Norvi trying to get his route open into A. Everybody grouped up here from forZe. Vinny now trying to strike him down. Kenzie, 9 health, not long for this one. And Norvi right thereafter. Vinny, 3 kills on the A play. And you saw it. They were able to crunch into mid while the A exit got slowed down.
Yes, and even though Imperial didn't get the kill in mid right there, they had the boost up early. They saw one crossing, and then they maintained. And I think that the reason they can get away with this boost is because they've identified something else, that forZe have not been using underpass nearly enough versus all of these setups inside of middle. Jerry comes up late, but at that point, Imperial have already won middle. They've had their position enforced. So, okay, another round. Fast play again out towards middle, jumping up on cat. Zorte using spawns.
Lots of pressure here with nades. Fire to the chair. Kenzie just beneath that one, and we're going to boost the guy on sandbags. Fallen barely alive at this point already. He's going to fall back around through market as FNX just looks to find something. We've got a jungle crossfire set with bolts. Kenzie tucked into the corner, can't be seen just yet.
He must have been, though. Oh my god.
And there it is, an attempt from Kenzie, cut down by bolts on stairs. He's also fighting Shelfie, so you know bolts just feels so desperate right here. Jerry tries to come out. The USP's in hand doing damage. That's desperate from Jerry, and yet still he's alive and fighting. Falls back, smoke fades. Zordy here as well. And bolts. Just going to clear out these corners, but look at the health. Look what's left of the majority of Imperial's players. bare bones. 40 seconds. forZe fell back. They move Jerry around through that T-spawn, looking to join forces with Norvi, the bomb carrier. We've got Vinny down beneath as Shelfie looks over top. A quick B rotate, though. This is a miscall. They're going to come back. Good thing Vinny stuck around, and we'll see if he can do it on his own, or if reinforcements, which are needed, arrive in time. A headshot into Norvi. Jerry's got an answer, but he has no teammates and no HP. Basically, the same situation as Fallen, Fur, and Vinny.
Yeah.
This one comes down to the wire, but it's Imperial's name stamped on it.
Yeah. But overall, they were super good. I mean, they did everything right still. Like some of those trades, I'd say, were pretty CT favored. And Jerry will eventually get a kill right as the round ends and pick him off for forZe, which is nice. There's absolutely no love for B. There's no one B defaulting in some of these situations. Like regular lurk smokes aren't being thrown. They're not taking any utility out. What I'm going to say is that Jerry has identified one thing, is that once his teammates cross that connector line, have lurked out to sandwich, or have gotten onto the site and have their bomb in their hands ready to plant, they win the rounds. Even if it's not even a post plant yet. Oh my god, what a shot. Okay, that's pretty insane. What? Chill for a second, but he is the only one with a gun.
Yep.
That would have been enormous if there were rifles behind this.
What more can he do? They're staying tucked. It looked like they exchanged glances, but oh my god, the Glock tank. That's going to shake Fur for a second.
Yeah, actually a touch awkward. They can't get that that gun that they dropped, but forZe is still alive.
You can just tell that the CTs know this one's going to be slimy. The fact that Fur loses half his HP, that neither him or Vinny are able to get either of those kills.
Look at the lurk positions that Fallen is checking right now. That's how much forZe have been lurking so far.
Up close, Fallen gets one. Dives immediately back into the bomb site. And I mean, really, what forZe can do here is just throw themselves at the site. It's the only option. Palace going to be the shortest route. If they can just waterfall into this, if Zordy can give support, we'll see what Fallen can offer. He's had two really good maps, 12 and 6 right now. It's just pistols, Fallen. And so, as he gets dinked, he locks in the first two. Op player falls back. Looking to come inwards now, 25 seconds, he's got the bomb. No, he doesn't, it's still behind him, and he has no other teammates, but he's still fighting every step of the way. Zordy then able to get hands on it, looking to put himself in the post plant, give a little bit of extra money over. Vinny in the open, and Vinny over the finish line. That is a 9th for Imperial's CT half.
Yeah, so at least the bomb plant, that's better than they've been doing overall. And my only point earlier was just that up until that point now of trying to get past the connector line, trying to get up the A ramp and go for all of these lurks, they look desperate. They look desperate to get that little bit of map control, and Imperial sense it and have put in place really good stoppers for making sure that that isn't satisfied. And this shot is so ridiculous. I mean, we don't even see him between the flames. And those picks have been great for what it's worth. I can totally understand, you know, Jerry weaponizing him as much as possible and just playing spawn-based CS in a lot of these spots. But right now, from the perspective of conditioning, I mean, they're doing such a poor job. Quite one-dimensional in terms of the attacks. I think it's very clear what they want, which is already a really big problem. Now they have one more chance to stop Imperial from getting to double digits in the first half again. forZe now close to getting eliminated after nearly 3-0ing the challenger stage. You kind of want better for them.
What a burden to carry for Jerry. He's been here before, and he is now only 7 rounds from being here again. Falling short despite all these chances. And at that point, I mean, we got to talk about pressure. We've got to talk about the stress of the situation on forZe's shoulders. Contrast it to that of Imperial, who at some point thought this would be their one and only time to get into the Legends stage. When FNX was lifting trophies in 2006, Jerry was 8 years old. Shelfie was 4.
Probably still fragging.
Queuing that FPL. Fur dives down into the smoke. Very little HP. They're spamming him.
Okay.
And they're going to get him. Then the cat fight here from Vinny. That's the answer. We got to jump up into the window quickly. kenZe wasting no time as he looks to lurk through Murder Hole, and sure enough, he got that past them.
That's the play.
We talked about no love towards B site. Well, finally, the flank is coming. FNX, he should have been doomed already, but he will kill Norvi first. And kenZe getting closer and closer. FNX around the corner.
Oh, this is actually
good enough.
A little scary, yeah.
Vinny hot on the heels, though. Shalfie's going to fall down into the site. Zordy's looking to cross around from Arch. And kenZe's just locked into bench. Vinny's position could catch them off guard.
Whoa, he's walking the whole way.
He also has a little element of surprise, and he's sharp for that first one. 2 versus 2. Fallen, insta-trade into Shalfie, and Zordy now just looking for the clutch. He's got a Molotov, a flash, and an Arch position. Damage into the back CT. He knows they're both right here. Flashes for himself, does a bunch of damage, but it is not enough. And finally, you can see it, dude, the frustration.
Wow, to lose that round.
That sinking feeling that you finally have a chance to get that B site. You've got FNX cleared off of bench, but Vinny was so quickly behind them.
They did such a good job of orchestrating chaos inside a middle. They found the perfect timing. There's no way that was going to be called. Vinny just got a kill, went right up into the ladder room. Of course, FNX is dead meat. And with the entire site, we can start to see why they haven't been going B so much. Couldn't even survive in that situation. You put them on the A site in that situation, they win 10 times out of 10. That's basically what we've seen. So off we are into the second half, and Imperial 6 rounds away for becoming legends. Legends becoming legends. I think for them, they have shown they put the ego away. You know, all of the past wins, the trophies, they forgot about them. They know they have to earn it again, and they proved it. They put together a team that works and are playing really high-level CS.
Yes. Their accomplishments mean nothing in the server in 2022. A project that was laughed at, scoffed off, and yet now finds itself this close, but it's not over. Third time's the charm for forZe. Shalfie coming up from underground. Oh, Fur catches him.
Jesus.
Imperial, they just fall silent. They let forZe play their hand, and they played right into the trap. And it looks like Imperial anticipating more of it.
Sorte's in a key spot, but it wasn't being watched, so you can see they're ready for any kind of mid push that's coming, and he'll take him out.
They're just waiting.
Yeah, there was 2 there to trade. They get the pushes that they know forZe are going to give them, and now they could transpose into whatever they want. It's 5v3. forZe have to figure out a way to do something creative. These are the hardest situations to figure out how. But kenZe, he might be able to squeeze water from stone. Top mid, if it's fast enough, can get behind the player setting up their exec, but they're going to be planting the bomb before he's up the stairs.
Nobody's even close enough either, so 2 walking kills. forZe playing hard mode as kenZe wraps around through the apartments. Fur with the insta headshot on the Glock.
Are they even going to take damage this round? That's the question.
Dude, they seem immortal. They've got forZe running for the save. Imperial with 2 walking kills. forZe playing hard mode as kenZe wraps around through the apartments. Fur with the insta headshot on the Glock.
Are they even going to take damage this round? That's the question.
Dude, they seem immortal. They've got forZe running for the save. Imperial, they just played that so patiently. Beautiful pistol. Sat back, relaxed, and knew that forZe, a rambunctious bunch of kids.
They just got 3 kills, planted the bomb, and won the round without taking any damage at all.
Like it's nothing.
On T side. Okay. Maybe a fight comes through now.
kenZe, yeah. He'll get the better of Fur, that's it. But I mean, hell, it's a parting gift, and he dies nonetheless. Imperial takes second pistol, and suddenly not only 10 rounds on that CT side, but a second pistol, an early advantage from it if they can just convert these. And they just look so chill, no stress. They've been on much bigger stages, in much bigger games, with much higher stakes. This is just another day in the office, the good old days. Five more rounds, that's it.
And an investment here from forZe. Single FAMAS. They've got an idea behind it, you know. Picking every single position on A, just waiting for the late round to come their way. And we don't know if Imperial are willing to scout in a position like this. So this is where stacks will be quite effective, of course. But the only thing is that ending B is so common on anti-ecos anyway. Looks like blind, they're still going to figure out what the right side is to go to. And Zorti will call for some assistance. We'll throw to smoke to scare him. Jerry and Shelfie both have smokes as well. But they can't throw him here. Molly's coming out for Van.
Yeah, Zorti's going to have to give us something spectacular. And he just needs to survive the fire first. Gets around that corner, 28 health, nothing. Empty-handed B-hold.
Jesus.
Teammates nowhere to be found. Imperial, easy 12 on the board.
Yeah.
No stress.
Locked it up. Lost the player last round at the end. Didn't lose one this round so far. And because forZe invest, they have a vested interest in making sure they can try to use these guns again if possible. And Imperial probably, they want to hunt a little bit, but they're running on $0 too. So there could be a handshake agreement to just give each other space and just see if forZe are trying to stop them from saving. I think that's what they just need to figure out. So it's safe to leave. But overall, incredibly clean round. No resistance. forZe stacked the wrong side. Hey, it's just a blind gamble. Worth a shot. At least they picked the site 2 stack. If they had played B there with like 2 people, then 3 on A, they lost those 2 guys, then this round would be a whole lot less easy to win or get kills in. So they give themselves a chance. Let's see if they can invest in anything else. And it's cool they've got multiple IGLs on Imperial between Bolts and Vinny and Fallen, who are all contributing, but they agree there are not too many cooks in the kitchen. 5 fingers on one hand, as Shocks would say.
Fallen also alluding to just like the general energy in the tribe as well, where it's not always going to be the best call for the best situation. Nobody's perfect, but they all accept that, and they keep the energy high, believe in it.
That's what I always say. A bad call is a good call as long as you do it fast.
And if you don't do it fast enough, then go faster.
Go to the next round. You know, if you're not going to trust an IGL to make a decision when nobody else wants to do it, everybody can find problems. But respecting the guy who has the solutions is really key. And it seems like they're doing a great job of that.
FAMAS MP9, and already an opening. forZe, it is not too late. It is never too late to try and manifest destiny.
Uh-oh.
Fur comes out from underpass. Nade hunting Zorti. He just gets away with that one. Rounds the corner of connector. Catwalk's not going to be a challenge here, so Fur, he definitely has a little bit of space to work. Jerry's double backing from sight.
Interesting. Getting around the smoke. It looks like Fur just wants to phase it, actually.
Zorti is inside of this.
I can't help but feel like he's going to get knifed in a situation like this. Oh, but actually, well, Zorti somehow.
But with 7 HP, that AK is still valuable nonetheless. He doubles it back through the CT spawn, looking to just bolster a little defense on top of Ticket. Yeah, give it to Jerry, who has armor, but who during that swap gets challenged from Bolt, so Jerry just wasn't ready. But Zorti maybe wants to pick that gun back up, but Bomb is still just walking cat, no stress. Again, these slow, meticulous calls, these
Kenzie.
calm rounds. As Kenzie locks into Arch, you think he has to be everything here. Fallen gets the better of him. It's damage from the CT side, but Fallen survives. And now forZe, the little HP that the last 2 players have to work with, the potential to just keep some of the cash, something in this round, and Bolts is still here in Palace. Hunting Zorti and that AK. Now he knows he's here. 13-5. forZe cleared. Nothing saved. 3 rounds away from top 16 at the major.
They created so much tension in that time. A team could have grouped up and started walking somewhere. Instead, they kept the bomb at chair, bolts in palace, and FNX in the B halls, and used all 3 parts of those engagements to take the B site, with Fallen walking up cat late to trade up get right, and his spacing between him and FNX. Even if he had died, FNX gets that right away. And Bolts searches out A and brings them towards the A site the entire time as well. There's just not enough info at any one of those moments for forZe to get anything back. And I think they know that there was a CTs and underpass just now. This investment is the best one so far for forZe. Op and play full guns. Late underpass crawl as we saw them just hunt that out. And forZe, oh my god.
Tries to double down on it, but ultimately walks right into the crosshair of kenzie. Luckily for forZe, the 3 CTs set up in mid. I mean, they find that trade.
But you know what? Yeah, forZe just saw that there was no op on the top of connector. Here he is in CT spawn. Zarte's going to be transitioning over to the other side of the
sketchy
site, and he wants to take a risk. He understands if he loses his spot and he doesn't get a kill.
Nicely done, him and kenzie. Frag a piece. FNX comes out from underpass. Shelfie just going to keep that head tucked down. Frag lands on top of him. He'll be on 40. FNX, oh my god! He just got 2! And meanwhile, Fallen, he's found his entry onto the site. He got his 18th kill, and he puts himself into the clutch. How does FNX get that second? Bomb planted default, but think of the years of experience that Fallen has over kenzie. The hope of the new generation. As kenzie stands in the no man's land, Fallen hones in on him and takes it. And Imperial, 1 step closer.
I can't believe that, FNX.
Another 2v4.
Another 2v4?
Fallen and FNX forever.
Holy hell. Send as many guys as you can. You're going to need them all. He's got 6 hands. And, man, unlimited aim. That's just ridiculous.
Ice cold.
They wanted to get rid of him so they could get just to the A side and end the last guy's life. But, man, it took a whole squad.
Still, kenzie keeps it clean. Vinny shaved off of this one. And quick movement here from forZe. Jostling around inside of the connector. But think about these rounds and Imperial's ability to just go calmly, go quietly.
Yeah, basically their lurks look way more tactful.
You know, everybody making sure they're on the same page of the book. Before the librarian checks them out, they're just going to let Fallen do his thing. Looks to find contact outside of ramp. And if that jump on ticket goes wrong,
it was spotted here, right?
Should have been. Now it has. Warning bells start to ring inside this A site. Shelfie, utility destined for him. He's going to try and put that out. Oh, he's got half of his health left over. Bolt sends a grenade, and that nade is on point. Shelfie blown out of his position. 35 seconds to the clock. You know that kenzie can kill them. He's been so sharp. But another smoke to just guarantee it. Fallen's going to drop a shot. Jerry can't get the better. And now again, Imperial, just out of nowhere, put it down onto Norvi. So meticulous, so perfect, as they look to lock in 15. Frag thrown forward, but Fallen's over towards default. Again, grenades exchanged both ways, and it's forZe with another kill. Imperial with 10 map and match points.
This is unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
The quality of the rounds. Man, Shelfie had nothing to do here. A nade to finish him off is so sweet considering it comes down to the carpet Molotovs between default and under Balk. They walked out. Another 4v5 situation. They pull it back on a tremendous A exec, isolating the one threat in the site, smoking out everybody else. And forZe thought they finally did enough. They showed up in middle. They got an opening kill. Then they evacuated everything. They just played to sites. That might have been their mistake, thinking the game was over. And a last tack called here from Jerry. It's going to take the strat of his life. And then 10 more. And then we're just in overtime. I mean, You know, 1 round into overtime at that point. Fallen 20-8.
Just ridiculous. His play across Overpass and now Mirage, vintage. This is vintage CS. It is 2022.
Yeah.
And the core of Fallen, FNX, and Fur are 1 round away from being top 16 at a major. Bolts is back. Vinny to join his old teammates in Furia as the only 10 Brazilians at the Legend stage. And Imperial haven't even broken a sweat, but they have broken the backs of forZe round after round, broken their spirits, broken their hopes. Five young Russians, dude, who were on the cusp of just doing the unthinkable. A 3-0 run felt real. And Fur just lurks out. Doesn't get spotted, but gives away the position. An intended B hit. This is going to have to be the round of Norvy's life as he just locks into the arch. And with this mid presence from Fur, he's really preoccupying the rest of forZe.
Keep it 3 CTs here.
Nobody's leaning B. Nobody's looking to help. It's FNX on the entry. Vinny's trying to come at this from the other direction. They both get around the cat side. Norby will cut down one, but then there's the pinch from Vinny. And Zordy, well, he's just looking to get this angle locked in, trying to cut these players off. Shalfie will attack from Cat. He's got help, but there comes Vinny yet again. 2 trades to Vinny's name, a third, as he looks to throw this forward to the Legend stage of the major. If it's not Kenzie, then it's Imperial. And Bolts at a distance distracts him. Fallen has done it.
What a win. What a spectacle.
An unbelievable scene. The last dance. The music keeps going.
The music keeps going.
And we have a second Brazilian representative in the Legend stage. Can you believe your eyes?
Yeah.
3 months of being on the road, boot camp to boot camp to boot camp. Varied levels of success. Getting to the major felt crazy.
Man.
They celebrated with